This is why people buy track houses. Nobody in their right mind would do this. Would fight the elements the way that we're fighting the elements. Didn't even rain that much. I mean, it rained quite a bit yesterday, I guess. But I came up to get my trailer so I can go down and get forms. And the funny thing is, the road wasn't even that bad. But once I got up to my property, it was slicker than snot. I gotta dig this out again tomorrow. It's supposed to be beautiful weather the whole rest of the week. I created an escape for all that water. And one more time, I get to dig this out. Well, nobody's ever gonna be able to tell me I didn't earn this. I can tell you that much. So I went down and got my forms. This trailer's pretty well loaded to the max. I've got 82 2x8 foot forms. The road actually isn't horrible, but what's horrible is my road up to where I need to get them, which is up there. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna bring my tractor, my old faithful tractor, down here and take these forms up 8 or 10 at a time. The weather this week is awesome. Actually, the weather for the next 10 days, 8-10 days is actually really nice, assuming things don't change. So this will dry out, but I've got to get a jump on this. I've got to get, I just got to get this done. There's just no two other ways about it. I've got to get this done. Otherwise, I am going to be waiting until springtime to get this done. And I think I can. I feel good about it if I can get these forms set. I've never set forms before, but I know, I think I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this by myself. Each one of these forms weighs about probably 90, 100 pounds, somewhere right in there. I'm going to earn my money this week, that's for sure. But here we go. Here's what the last 3 days of setting forms looks like. These are all 2x8 forms. You know, the system itself, as far as putting them together, is not horribly complicated. What's complicated is fighting all this mud and muck. It's drying out, that's the good news. When we get up here in the mornings, everything's frozen, and I feel that I have about a 2-week window to get all the concrete work done up here. And if I don't get it done, well, I'm just not gonna say that. I'm gonna get it done. I have gotten probably 6 hours of sleep in the last 3 nights because my brain has a hard time shutting off when I get home and think about this. The difference in price is about probably $2,500 that I'm saving myself, and I question whether or not it was worth it, except for the fact that things are so muddy up here right now that I wonder if anybody would have even done it. I really wonder if one of these guys would have gotten up here and seen the road. You know, the other issue is that if I don't get this, if I get the form set like I think I can in the next 2 to 3 days tops, if I can't get concrete trucks up here, this whole thing's a waste of time. And then I have to return the forms, which is a whole other conversation because these are rented forms. So anyway, we'll see how she goes here. I've gotten about as far as I can go today with the panels, with the forms. We finished everything we could. We started on the lower section. We ran down to get more forms, and they're closed for today. So I think it's a blessing in disguise. I'm gonna take a nice long walk up over the top of my property. The guard dog's gonna go with me. And the back of my property, what you're looking at right there, I own 4,000 feet that way. So I just set a marker on my compass, and I'm gonna try and walk back there. One of my friends thinks there's a spring up there on my property, and if I can find this spring, he said that he can create a spring box and we can just run water down to my house, which would solve all of my problems with water. And I've never taken a walk back up there because it gets so thick so fast. I own almost a little over 4,000 feet back, and so I'm gonna take off and see what I can find. Oh, it took a long walk to the top of the property. Most of it is thick like this, but then occasionally I find these little meadows. Still on the lookout for a little seep or a little spring of some kind. The back of my property is about 600 feet wide. So I don't know. I think I'm definitely still on my property, but it is so flippin' thick up here. I just keep thinking to myself how I can thin all this out and how I can clear it out. I'm certain that if I cleared this out, I would have a field hay or something growing up here. I could seed and at least have pasture. But I mean, it was a heck of a hike to get back here. I'm still looking for a spring. I'm gonna head back down and see if I can find a spring. You know, occasionally as I hike, I find these old, what I believe to be cedars. And these are the one trees I'd love to leave for a variety of reasons. I just keep thinking, I wonder if I had a big excavator and just hand-picked the trees that I wanted to keep, try and leave the mature maples, put a 30-40 foot circle around them. But I mean, look, this is what most of my property looks like. Deer trails everywhere. There's steeper places around here that people have turned into actually farmable land where they've put hay on it, or barley or different things. Be a pain to water. I wouldn't try to water this. Man, this is almost too much to think about. 41.7 acres of this.